Hey, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Thank you for joining me once again for episode number 3, where I interview Eitan, the owner of Tazuz, a recreational sport company that brings people in Israel together through sports, allowing them to socialize, to compete, and to get moving and be active. Eitan is a great guy. He's originally from Mexico, and you may or may not know, I'm from Colombia. And we usually speak in Spanish to each other. We made the active effort to speak in English to keep this episode as accessible to as many people as possible. I'm so happy you're here once again, watching me turn my dreams into reality.
That was the introduction. But basically, we run a sports and social club for internationals here in Israel. We have a variety of sports, from surfing, tennis, beach volleyball academies to recreational leagues that you can create your own team and play in a league that is open to everybody. Or you can also form your own team and play. There's two options: either create your own team or sign up as an individual, and we help you create a team. And the goal is to do an easy integration of Olim and internationals here in Israel,
right?
Through sports.
So Israelis also participate in the?
Yeah, the main goal is it was created for internationals mainly, but now Israelis are hearing about it and they also join in some of our leagues, and it's also a nice way to connect with locals. That we think on the future, if we market more to Israelis, it will be a very cool place for Olim to meet Israelis. That it's already been happening naturally.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a great idea. I first participated in Tazuz, the company, in through the tennis classes right here. I took some tennis courses, which was very fun. So how long has the company been running?
Wow, it started in 2018.
Okay.
When I was my second year of IDC.
Okay.
And I realized there was no extracurricular activities for internationals, other than the official team that goes and plays in Eilat in a competition once a year. There was not a place for Olim to just come play your favorite sport that you used to play. And we started actually in these courts and also surfing in Tel Aviv.
Nice.
And we've been developing now new programs in Herzliya, in Jerusalem, and we'll see where do we go next.
Amazing. So you mentioned the beginning, your goal in the beginning. Did you expect to give as many sports as you offer now, and how many sports are offered right now?
Wow, now I'll need to count them in Spanish. You count in your mother tongue.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. We have soccer, basketball, beach volleyball, martial arts, tennis, surfing. We have sailing experiences and other open events that we run, special in Tel Aviv. Around 10 sports that we offer.
Okay.
And
amazing.
Aiming to open more.
Yeah, cool. There's always new sports there's always new sports created in general, and there's always more sports that you hear are on the rise, like pickleball is on the rise. I don't know if you've considered anything.
I've heard, and we met the guys that are opening the Pickleball Israeli Association. We're trying to see if we can do something together. It's not our main focus, but of course we would love to cover every sport that is in Israel.
For sure. Do you have a favorite league or a favorite sport in general to play?
That I play personally?
Yeah.
I used to play tennis.
Okay.
Back in Mexico, but now, if I could stay with one league, it would be the beach volleyball league.
Really?
It's like, if you think of Tel Aviv, that's the vibes, the sunset, beers, people having fun. It's a great league.
I agree.
You played, and this guy was one of the winners last summer.
Yeah.
Yalla Bikes and Spikes. But I don't play, but I would love to join one day as a team.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Last week you were like warming up with us, and you were having fun hitting the
For
ball.
sure.
Yeah,
And people always see me like as referee or coordinating. So when I get to play, they get excited and I get excited as well.
nice, nice. I saw like when I was doing research for this conversation, I saw that there's a Tazuz app. Is that the main way that people can find out about the different ways to get involved, or?
Not yet, but hopefully by when the podcast is on, you can download our app in on the App Store. It's brand new and it went through a lot of phases, but like now it's our own app which you can use and go to different places and get discounts in restaurants around the leagues and the facilities we work in. And we have our webpage that is, I think, where people sign up the most.
Yeah.
But the app is gonna slowly add some social ways of interacting with our members and an easy and accessible way to join more of our activities.
Right. And as of now, people contact you through the Instagram and the website, I assume?
It's mainly on the website and also Instagram. We post a lot of reels, testimonies, but it's mainly through WhatsApp or the communities we work with.
Right. Where are the people that are involved in your leagues from? Like, I know all over, but I don't know, what are the breakup of the countries? Would you say it's like more Americans, more South Americans, more Europeans?
That's, like you said, it's really from all over. We have a beach volleyball league of 8 teams, and we have people of 18 different countries, like Papua New Guinea and Ecuador and France and Israel. Like it's very diverse because that's, I think, the reality here, and that you realize everybody loves playing the same sports. In soccer, it's also very similar. Like people gather based on their nationality, culture, and there's always the Latin team and the England team and French people and Israelis, Arabs, a bit of everything, but the field unites us all.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
There you go. And so in the beginning, when it was just that IDC, the idea, it sounds like it stemmed from a lack of intramural sports within like universities in Israel. When did you have the idea, or what was it that made you expand it past just students and brought it to, young professionals and also like older professionals? There was a guy who was like 50 years old in the volleyball league last year.
Right. It's actually funny. There's always a team of the USA Embassy that they join every summer. They know it's like their extracurricular activity as expats. And I think it was a natural transition when I was an international student. I feel like the need it was for me as a student and within the university. But then when I finished university, you realize like people come with less of that background of college, and they come alone with no program, and like we started working with Nefesh Benefesh, that so many Olim and young professional make aliyah through them. And we started realize like it's also so beneficial for people that just move here to have a framework of sports in which we have testimonies that people met in the teams of individuals that we created, and now they got their best friends from there. Now they do Shabbat meals and trips and all that. So like it's really, I think, a human necessity, like the human connection and have a healthy routine, more in these times of the war, and like when it's so much uncertainty,
right?
That having in your mind that knowing that every Monday you're gonna go play tennis, or every Tuesday you're gonna do some surfing, kind of gives you like a more healthful, more mental well-being.
Yes, I agree. I think that like mental health and physical health are also directly correlated, which is amazing. And I think I've thought about this a lot before, that like growing up, you're like friends with the kids you go to school with, and you go to university, you're friends with the kids you study with, and when you get older, it's like you have the option of being friends with your coworkers And if that doesn't work out, or if that's not enough friends, let's say you work for a small company, you do have to find like extracurricular activities and people that have similar interests as you to like interact with and to socialize with. So I think it's a great idea, and like you mentioned, especially important in times of the war. And that leads me to ask the next question: How has the war impacted Tazuz, if at all?
Wow. So of course, at the beginning, it was tough months for everybody, and I mean, not leaving your house and staying in the bunkers. I personally, I was abroad for like a few months,
Mm-hmm.
and I was there before the war started. And then when I came back by Hanukkah, we started like doing some programming.
That's
And
December time.
as December, like we had it planned to begin in October. Of course, the war began, and then as we came back in December, like we managed to open a few programmings here in Jerusalem, in Herzliya, which showed us like how much people were looking for this.
I needed it in that time.
Yeah, bigger leagues like the soccer leagues and that require more people, we didn't open. But then as the second semester began, we opened already in full capacity.
Amazing.
Not only that, like we added more meaning. We did actually the last soccer league in Tel Aviv in the name of a soldier that was a former champion a year ago in the Tazuz League.
In which sport?
Of soccer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then he fell in the war. So we got in touch with the family and we got to create the whole league in his name.
Amazing.
And it was an honor for us to host the family. They opened the league and closed the league and said everything that they were doing to elevate like his legacy and everything that they're doing.
Right.
We actually got like a mini documentary like on I-24 News.
Okay.
Which is already on. You can watch it.
Where can people find it now that it's not live, like in the app or?
I think it's on YouTube.
I-24 News.
24 News. If no, of course we're gonna post something about like the whole league and the idea and how also people said like it wasn't only playing soccer, it was playing with meaning and playing in his name, that he was like a part of our community. And that's, I think, the meaning that we can do as individuals that are living here, like to really be supportive and take the legacy of the ones who are not here and still trying to live a happy and meaningful life.
For sure. I agree. I think it's really good that you did that. And I'm a huge fan of Tazuz. I've only done like tennis and volleyball, but we'll see. I'll definitely try out more sports. But I have kind of like a negative connotation in my subconscious for soccer, because when I was little, I had like a coach, and she was so mean to me, and I just like am not good at soccer. Like I didn't develop my skills since then, so I don't know. Maybe I would try. But there's a lot of like Latins, British people, and even Americans here that play like extremely well. So I don't know if I'll be able to compete.
That's the whole point of our leagues, is like they are recreational and everybody's welcome.
Okay.
And funny enough, we every league we create a team of individuals that they all sign up alone and we help them build. And already 2 leagues, that's the team that gets the trophy. Like they win. Really? Yeah, they kind of like
strangers that didn't know each other that signed up and got placed on a team together and ended up winning the league.
Yeah.
Wow.
They just create so much synergy, and it's fun.
That's a success story. I thought he was about to knock it down.
Yeah. He didn't see. So it's just amazing to see, and like there are testimonies of them saying like we were strangers at the beginning of this league, and now we're brothers. We go out to eat at the end of every match.
So nice.
And it's nice. So it's never too late to break those fears of your coach. You should, if they tell you couldn't, you should show them that pictures of you playing and scoring in the next league.
Yeah, I'm gonna find her on social media and be like, "Look what I'm doing now." You would never expect it.
For sure.
Nice. Yeah. Wait, what podcast did you do?
Uh, of this friend of mine, Avi Volkovich.
Okay.
You know him?
No?
He works in like Diplo Act. He's doing like
Okay.
Asbara.
Right.
And back then he had a podcast of like Dreamers Talk, and we did a gap year together. So he saw also the progress of like having the idea, like even before coming to Israel, and like how it happened, and
Right.
it turned into a reality, which that's the name of your podcast.
Into
kind of.
reality.
Into reality.
There you go.
And here we are in Israel,
Yeah.
working in what we like.
Yeah.
It's a dream come true.
Yeah. So you're doing this full time,
Yeah,
Tazuz. When did you start doing it full time?
that's a good question. Actually, it was during COVID,
Okay.
which people might think like, wow, it was like the opposite of COVID. People were like in locked in their houses,
Mm-hmm.
but that's where we started working with gap year programs. We also provide
Right.
like big gap year programs with like their sports activities whenever they come in Tel Aviv or Jerusalem, and they had, I don't know, like 50, 60 people in an hotel, and they start asking us for like activities like yoga, Pilates, bartending course, which back then maybe were things we didn't have. But I was like, yes, of course.
Yeah.
And then
We'll take it.
we'll take it. And then we had like special permits to travel to the hotels,
Mhm.
bring it. So for me, every lockdown was a good opportunity.
Okay. Nice. So once like you started getting a bunch of hotels and different groups like contacting you, like, okay, I have enough volume that I can quit my other job, or what were you doing then?
Funny enough, and lucky and unlucky, like, no, I think it's more lucky, but this is my first full-time job.
Really?
Like I started straight
Wow.
in Tazuz.
Wow.
I mean, finishing IDC right away.
Mm-hmm.
The last year you do like a cluster of entrepreneurship,
Mm-hmm.
and I chose it, and I decided to work the full year on Tazuz.
Amazing.
So there was meetings with mentors, calling potential clients, and we were able to people, they can make up their interviews, whatever. We actually called Tel Aviv University
Right.
to tell them like we wanted to offer them like a semester pilot with everything that we were doing with the international students.
Mm-hmm.
And they were on it. They wanted to hire us for a semester. So right after IDC, I had already this opportunity to work on Tazuz. It wasn't
Right.
something that I can live out of, so I was still like working. It's funny, as an English teacher, a Mexican teaching English in Bnei Brak.
Oh, yeah.
That's Israel, to
Yeah,
like
that's
Haredim.
Israel.
That's Israel, welcome. And as a waiter here and there, but
Just to,
like
make some money and
yeah. But like my idea, and
wow.
I didn't know how it was gonna happen, but it was just the vision that I
Yeah.
kind of followed, and
Amazing. It was meant to be.
it was meant to be.
In what year did you graduate from IDC?
2019.
2019. Okay.
2019.
And what was your major? Was it entrepreneurship?
It was psychology and closer like a minor in entrepreneurship.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's really nice and convenient that you're able to do something that you love every day.
It's really amazing. Yeah.
What would you say was one of like the bigger challenges early on versus now?
Well, I think like at the beginning was finding a team that I
To
could
participate in the different sports?
no leave that to a team that I can work with.
Oh,
They say like
people.
like a staff and a partner. They say there's never a one-man show,
Mhm.
So at the beginning I started this project with a friend, and he decided to leave, and then I was like a year and a half like trying to work on it to get alone.
Mhm.
And I think that was very tough, like not having answers, and like no having any other person to talk about it.
Bounce ideas off of as well.
Of course.
Mhm.
And I just thought it was gonna come, but then I found my my partner on the business.
Mm-hmm.
And his name is Nico, and we've been working since, like trying to build more of a structure,
Nice.
like yearly. How do we work with the big clients, and also the seasons, like that people already expect, like to have a summer league and a fall league,
Right.
and we've been like kind of building a structure like a yearly thing that people already know about,
Right.
and it's just being persistent and going through that.
Yeah. Does Nico live in Israel?
Yeah.
Okay.
He lives here. We work together on this project, and
Nice.
slowly we've been adding more people.
Nice.
And
How many people are you guys up to now?
now we're 5.
Okay.
Uh,
Full time.
yeah,
Okay.
we can
Wow.
say yeah.
That's amazing. And do you and Nico cover different aspects of the business?
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
I will say we complement each other
That's
very
good.
well. Like
That's good.
he had all the things that I was looking for, and like it was very natural, like how we merge,
Okay. Nice.
and with the ups and downs, like any relationship,
Yeah.
any partnership, but
Yeah.
like I'm always proud and happy that we're working together on this.
Right. That's amazing. And where is he from?
From Argentina.
Okay. That was my guess with the name Nico.
Yeah,
Yeah. that was my
probably.
first guess. Nice. Nice. And then what's like your biggest challenge now, I guess?
Um, I guess now is to keep the same structure as we've been having throughout these years,
Mm-hmm.
and stabilize it so we can just keep growing, you know, and on a way is juggling between things that should run already more automatic and easy to process, but also keep looking for new partnerships and places that we can grow, and universities, because we want to make it to Beersheba, to Haifa,
Yeah.
to all the international schools
Yeah.
in Israel
As of now, it's mainly in Herzliya and Tel Aviv
and Jerusalem.
and Yerushalayim. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think these other universities would and will be like super receptive to this concept, because I think it's an amazing thing to bring people together through sports. And I know a little bit of Hebrew, so I can infer, but how did you come up with the name? Did you always know it was going to be Tazuz, or were you in between some other names?
No, that was actually funny. Like when we created Tazuz,
Mm-hmm.
it was me and another friend from Mexico back in IDC, and we sat in his house and we were like, we're not leaving the house until we come up with a name and a Facebook group,
There you
Facebook page. And I think he came up with that. I was like, I want just people to move and do all this and jump to the lake and do. And we started doing like, it all started in a Taco Tuesday. It was like Tazuz Taco Tuesday.
Oh yeah, wait. So I scrolled down all the way to the first post of Tazuz, and it's like a promotion for like, come get tacos on Tuesday
Yeah.
With Tazuz.
Yeah, for me, I came to IDC and they asked me like, oh, Mexico, you should do Taco Tuesday. And I was like, what is this? I eat tacos every day. Like, it's not specifically a meal for Tuesdays, but then we did one, and that was like the name like he came up with.
Tazuz.
And now it got more meaning, you know, like we kind of, with Nico, try to keep the old Tazuz, the old idea and the logo and the image, but like just turn it into what it is today, that is Tazuz Sports, and it's more of a command, like moverse, let's get moving.
Let's get moving. I was about to say that is the tagline.
Yeah,
Right?
for sure.
Yeah, it fits well. It fits super well. And in terms of like making the logo, or even just like the branding and the coloring of the things, is that something that you or your
Nico.
original partner
Ah.
or Nico had or have experience in?
I mean, if you saw the first logo, it's still a zip, but and read and all that, but like now it looks way more professional, and we've been working on it. And yeah, we kind of, it was an evolution.
Okay, nice. Did you know when you started going to IDC that you would keep living here after university?
No, that's a good question. Like
Mm-hmm.
right when I was in high school, someone came from IDC and talked about the idea of studying in Israel,
Right.
living, you know, the typical slogan, live in Israel, study in English. And I was like, wow,
Yeah.
I'm from here because since my high school, I did like a few small exchange programs to Haifa, to LA, to Buenos Aires.
Nice.
And it opened my perspective to kind of wanting to see what's out there.
Yeah.
And when they came to IDC, I was like, I felt like that was my path. But then life unfolded, you know. I only came with a student visa, and later I opened Tazuz, so now I'm still here, and I do see myself staying here, growing this. I like this country with their ups and downs. I think it's our home,
Yeah.
and I'm proud to be a Mexican Jew living in Tel Aviv.
Oh yeah, that's great. And it's cool also because since the leagues and the different experiences that Tazuz offers are seasonal, it's like even people that aren't permanently living here and just here for a couple weeks, the summer, a couple months, 1 month, they can participate. And it's a great way to meet, like, I'll say locals, but you know, people that maybe someone's thinking about making aliyah, moving to Israel permanently, and they're on the fence about it, and then they interact with people who have done it and are like, doing well, we're okay, we're living here, we're interacting with people, we're part of society. And I think it can also help people in that way on a personal level.
For sure, I think that's very special. I think what happens after any MASA program that is such a contained environment, like the program ends and then you're on your own again.
Yeah.
And we've been trying to be that club that accompanies you from the moment you're in your gap year. That's why we work with gap years. We show our face, we explain them what we do with the universities and with young professionals. And we tell them it's a club that accompanies you from the moment you arrive to Israel till you're a young professional. Maybe one day we do a league of parents. You never know. But like it's been a special place, and also for tourists, like you said,
Yeah.
we have monthly courses. Every month we open new courses of everything that I just mentioned: surfing, tennis, beach volleyball, and people can come for a month to try once a week classes.
Yeah.
And we also can create like private lessons, private bookings of like sailing, different stuff that we've been developing.
Yeah.
So, and we've been trying to give that service in English that doesn't exist, because service here doesn't exist. And
Right.
also in English sometimes, like, you know, they send you things in Hebrew. It's annoying. So we've been trying to ease that process to
Right.
internationals here.
It's super interesting. I just thought of it right now when you mentioned like older people or parents, whichever word you used, that there are people who make aliyah later in life because they love this country as we all do. But yeah, that social aspect could be a super interesting approach of, like, let's say, league above 40, league above 50. That could be super cool, and yeah, and it could help people as well.
For sure. I mean, we had already a few cases that there's a course of tennis in Jerusalem, and someone told me, "Can I bring my mom?" And we were not gonna say no. We were like,
Yeah.
"Of course, if she plays
Yeah.
and she wants to Tazuz, let's get moving."
There we go. Nice. And are there any specific goals for the second half of 2024?
That's cool. That's a good question.
Thanks.
Let's manifest it.
Let's
Puma.
manifest. Let's see. What do we want to happen by the end of 2024 for Tazuz?
I mean, first we hope everything in the north calms down, and then we would love to reach Haifa University and the Technion, the international schools, to see what we can develop there together with Nefesh Benefesh. And because there's also like after Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, like a very big center of new immigrants that they arrive there through ulpans and different programs. So that will be like our next city where we want to step
Amazing.
put a foot on.
Yeah.
And what else? I mean, of course, always trying to find more and exciting sports and experiences that we can offer to internationals here.
For sure.
Always have that mindset of like finding different opportunities, partnerships, and just keep growing.
Yeah.
Keep moving.
How do you measure the success of Tazuz? How did you measure it back when you were in IDC versus now when it's actually like already an established company that you just need more growth for or want more
Wow,
growth for?
how do I measure success? I mean, at the beginning, I just wanted people to have fun, you know?
Right.
I wanted to like, I was in all these groups saying like, who wants to play Ultimate Frisbee? Come, and I want to play tennis with someone who can come. And for me, if something was happening outside campus, was a success. I think now in terms of like Tazuz and what it needs is like to grow the number of participants that we have in each course, to really maximize it and reach as many people and communities as possible. And yeah, I would think like to have full courses of everything, have them full in Herzliya, Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, and just that it can be a easy and an easy process for people that are from abroad, that they can know already about Tazuz and they can easily join our courses.
Yeah. I usually ask what the final goal is for the people I have these conversations with. Is there a final goal for Tazuz? Like in the most perfect world, in 10, 15, 20 years, where do you want to see Tazuz? How would you envision that, like, I don't know, reaching the mountaintop of what you're trying to accomplish?
Wow.
Good questions, I hope.
I need to sleep on this
it.
one.
Yeah, you need to think about it.
No, of course, I feel like at the beginning when I had this crave for something, I didn't know how big it can reach. So I think it sounds like a cliche, but really the sky is the limit, and I just want to keep watering this project until I cannot anymore, and see and let the project surprise me on how much it can grow and how many collaborations. The ideal goal is to be the one and only sport and social club for all the internationals in Israel. That will be integrated and ingrained into all the culture of the campuses and also big cities in the country. And I think once that is done, we can think of, our idea was never to take it abroad. Like, I think it's a special place, and the more we can create here, the better.
Yeah.
But that we can live out of this a peaceful life as adults, you know. I think now, as a young professional myself in Tel Aviv, like it's fun, but like you do want to think of like the next steps as people. So I guess each stage comes with different challenges, and I would love to also create solutions for the later young professionals that are looking to have a good life here in Israel.
Right.
And I don't know, maybe building like actual community centers and neighborhoods of Olim in Moshavim. Like, maybe that's too far.
No, it's not too far. The sky's the limit, like you said. I think that would be awesome, because right now you partner with like these different clubs that own like the courts and the fields where you play. But yeah, if eventually Tazuz gets somewhere where like you guys can own these facilities and work with, you know, donors or however it happens, that would be super cool. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's cool that it's a sports and social club with no boundaries. We can open with how we work now a tennis course in Eilat.
Right.
But we will see what is more accessible and profitable in the future. But yeah, I will say that be the goal, and just
Amazing.
to impact as many people as possible while they're in Israel.
That's beautiful. Obviously, you like playing sports, but part of this conversation is also to get to know the people behind these ideas and these businesses that I'm interviewing. Do you have any other hobbies that you don't mind mentioning on camera?
Of course. No, like you say, I am very passionate about sport.
Yeah.
I kind of believe and live through what Tazuz aims to inspire, and I like to wake up every morning and do my sport. I started like training down here in the gyms, outdoor gyms, in the
Gyms
gym
on the beach.
But now I got more into like a triathlons. I just did one in the Kinneret,
Nice.
like an Olympic one. It was amazing.
Wait, what does it entail?
It's one category less than half Ironman, but it's swimming 1.5 kilometers, biking 40, and running 10K.
Whoa, that's crazy.
And
that's impressive.
I was training for a few months, and it's fun. Like I already have like my friends I swim with, my friends I go biking with.
That's so cool.
And it's the best way to wake up in the morning and then be able to work with also sport and groups and more sports.
Right.
I think Tel Aviv allows it, and I love to also do sport myself.
Yeah, no, I think it's super cool also because then you like meet these people, you're doing sports, something that you enjoy doing. And like, I'm sure Tazuz comes up every day for you in conversations, like just naturally. I mean, I think that's also what's really important. Also, like for me, when I'm doing this podcast is, you know, I'm not motivated by trying to create something that like I'm not. I believe in like inspiring people, and I believe in helping people like bring their ideas, their businesses into reality. And this is like me bringing my idea into reality. So I think that's super cool that your lifestyle is in line with your business, and I think that's gonna bring you a lot more success than it already has. And just to raise your ego a little bit, like I look up to you a lot. You like what you've done with Tazuz is amazing. I'm surprised when I mention it to people that, you know, I have friends that we like to be active, and there's like a good amount of my friends that I've mentioned it to, and they're like, oh, I have no idea like what that is, and I'm super surprised. But I've been telling all my friends to join the different leagues, and I also think it can give people opportunities to get excited about something. So if people have this, like goes into a question, if people have these sports, because there's new sports popping up every day, if people have sports that you don't offer right now, would you want them to get in contact with you? Would you want them to try to create something?
Of course. I think always the more people that can, like, two brains think better than one, you know, and like I think we are in a ecosystem that everybody is open to network and to connect and to create together. So we've been trying to provide that opportunity to students kind of within the universities to develop a hobby they're into it or something. But like anyone that wants to have an idea, and we have already a platform, a community, and if there's a big enough niche that we can do something about it, I would love to get contacts, and I'm always open, just like I came to the podcast. I think having that mentality opens you a lot of doors, because if you don't even go, you're closing those doors for yourself, and you just need to do what you love, and it's kind of the law of attraction that you will eventually attract the right people in your path, and you'll improve. So like that's a good mentality to have.
Amazing.
For you as well.
Thank you for sharing. we're close to the end, so I want to take this opportunity. You can speak to me and inspire me for my podcast or for my general mindset, or you can speak to the camera. And I want to hear some advice that you would offer to someone who has an idea that they haven't acted on. Do you have any advice to offer?
Okay. Wow, that's a good one. I think sometimes the ideas are so big that it's hard to put them into action.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what it is, like, if you, they say, get in love with the problem, not the solution, because sometimes you feel like, oh, I created this solution, it's gonna save the world, and then you realize nobody actually is gonna download that solution, and you already invested so much.
Mm-hmm.
But if you fall in love with the problem, that for me was to create a place for students to connect outside campus, and the first idea that was a Taco Tuesday wasn't sustainable, but like it developed itself to things that people like, that people are passionate about, and it's kind of something that has been guiding us to understand what to create
Mm-hmm.
next. So if you have, it's kind of like how Simon Sinek says, like, start with why, and like have your vision very clear of like what is it that you're trying to solve. And then the only key to succeed in any project is being persistent.
Yeah.
And of course we always hear that in every self-help book and whatever, but like you should try at least 2-3 years of working on it as a side project, as whatever you want. Like, I got lucky that I'm able to spend all of the time of my day on this, and sometimes my roommates are like, they see me coming at 11 p.m. carrying the beach volleyball balls and the speakers, and they're like, why don't you get a 9-to-5 job and then you come playing FIFA with us? And I was like, I don't want that. I love doing what I do.
That's
and
amazing.
It's a lifestyle I always kind of was looking for, so it's kind of living your best life.
Yeah.
And I think just realizing that it's possible, you know, and that you can just each day with tiny changes get closer to that. Eventually you will reach it if that's what you really want.
I agree. Thank you for the inspiration, and thank you for sharing. Do you have somewhere where you put all your equipment, or you just bring it to your house?
That's been also an evolving. That's also an evolution. As last summer, it was all in my house until my roommate told me there's more sand in our living room than in Gordon Beach.
Yeah.
So we gotta thank you to my roommates. Now we have a storage room in Gordon Beach.
Okay, amazing.
So yeah, it's also part of growing the business, making more accessible and easy. So now only t-shirts of Tazuz are in my house.
Amazing. Okay.
And stickers, if you want, you can find them online, buy them.
Show.
No,
Show the stickers.
You'll see them in the city. Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you see them, you can post a story, tag him on Instagram, tag Tazuz Sports. Is that the Instagram?
Tazuz_.
Tazuz_. I looked before the episode, and you guys are at 2,237 followers on Instagram. I hope it continues to grow. I hope a year from now it's at 10,000 and more, 15,000,
Amen.
and it grows a lot. Thank you for doing this for me. Thank you for the conversation. Thank you for the inspiration as well.
That's amazing. I wish you also the best of luck.
Thank you.
And thank you for the invitation.
Thanks.
Gracias.
All good. All right, now we can change back to Spanish.
Oh, ¿cómo lo viste? ¿Bien?
Bien, ¿tú?
Chill.
If you made it this far, I look forward to seeing you like, comment, and interact on Instagram at InterrealityPod, and subscribe on YouTube and Spotify at InterReality. Thanks for listening, and hope to see you next week.